Decriminalizing it will make it worse. It'll be brothels and prostitutions on steroids.
Councilmember Francisco Moya has a different approach. His bill would require all massage parlors to get a New York City license and therefore allow city health inspectors easy access to do routine inspections.
While the police are doing everything that they can to combat this, it is an extensive period of time for them just to investigate and close these establishments down.
Where's my bitches?
Jimmy! Oh, God, Jimmy! You ain't that dog fly guy! No! No!
What's your phone number, baby?
Mommy!
In a previous video, we discussed about what's going on Roosevelt Avenue, Queens, the prostitution that has been going on there for quite some time now. It is a district that is run by Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, AOC to be short. She hasn't done anything in that neighborhood. She hasn't even appeared. You can ask the neighbors there, the people who own businesses, that AOC has, literally left them abandoned, high and dry. And last week we put a video out talking about that. Also, that there was a raid on some of the spas that line that neighborhood, that they were shut down. There was an arrest or two. But today, I can say for sure, and the media can tell, the local media will tell you this, one day later, those same places have reopened back up again. If anything, there's more girls out in the open. And still, there is a police presence. Now, I'll put this perspective. I am not knocking the NYPD on this. The rank and file are trying to do the best job they can. But unfortunately, with the district attorneys that we're dealing with, the mayor that we're dealing with right now, who's, remember, has just been indicted, which when we recorded this video, there was talk that they may add more charges to him. We're finding out that possibly the public advocate, Jermaine Williams, is also being looked at because some of the people who have donated to Adams' campaign also donated to Mr. Williams' campaign as well. We also had Timothy Pearson, one of his top aides, resign, adding to the more list and to the more questions that are going on as this city is collapsing from within. And well, let's put it to the perspective of, before we start, before we put this video up in the play, I'm going to tell you my opinion to what I think of the prostitution. I believe that, yes, sex work needs to be legalized. But here's the but situation. We need to clean it up first. And see, that was the big mistake with the marijuana rollout, the cannabis rollout. Number one, they made it recreational. Big mistake. Could have left it as medicinal. It'll be fine on there. But also, the other issue is, in order to do this, you need to get rid of the cartels, China de Agua, MS-13, the CCP, because basically you have those situations where they have grow farms throughout the country. It was not going to work. Right now, New York City, of the legitimate stores that are out there, are they making money? It's hard to say because they're cash-only business, number one, so they can't really record or say out what they're really making. For the reason is the feds can step in and take the money. They can't put the money in the bank because it's a federal, it's a federal reserve on there. So basically, everything is a cash business. I mean, the perfect example is if you watch the Tulsa King season 1. There we go. The character Bodie, who has a marijuana recreational, keeps all his money in a safe. But this is the same thing with the sex work. We need to clean it up first. Now, the major thing is before any legalization is that we have to strengthen our borders on both sides, both the Canadian and the Mexican border. Why? Because what you have is you have groups like Tren de Agua from Venezuela, the cartels, the CCP, that they're bringing in women and girls into the United States to sell them as sex slaves. Okay? You have sex trafficking from these places. People, when you hear people say, well, the families, they come in, you put them in. No. Yeah, there are a couple families here and there, not as much. The rest are being used either for slavery, for sex trafficking, and for many other things that are being throughout. I mean, right now, right here in New York, we have Tren de Agua running the migrant shelters here. Most people don't realize that is happening. The outside media, the politicians, they're not talking about that. But when you look what is going on out here, and we've been reporting it, that these gangs are getting deep into the shelters. They're taking control of the situation. They have the crime on the streets. We are looking, and I'm predicting this. And I hope to God I'm wrong. We're looking at a gang war. The American gang versus the gangs from south of the border.
Can you dig it?
It's going to happen. But like I said, this is what we have to do. We have to clean up, get rid, arrest. I mean, really arrest everyone involved in what is going on there. You're going to have several politicians says we need to legalize sex work, which is, yeah, we do, but not like this. Not when we have these issues here. We need to clean up the streets. That's the first thing. We need to clean them up. If we don't clean them up, we're never going to grab hold of legalizing this properly. Nothing like Nevada, Reno, Nevada does as far as they go, which basically they have control of it. It's not a major problem issue there because it's self-controlled and it does work. Now, is there some illegal ones in there? Yeah, probably. But, you see more and more reports that basically saying like it's a more secure area as far as sex work. But what we got on this end is that you have people that they're not from this country. They've been taken from their families. Okay, understand that. They talk about, let's keep the families together, but these girls have been taken away from their families or sold to the traffickers. Okay, do we reunite them? It's hard to say at this point, but we need to deport them back. I mean, if their families are here, we need to find out if these are their legitimate families, and the way to do it is that we got to do DNA testing, which, they say, well, it's kind of intrusive. That will violate. Yeah, but the thing about it is, how are you going to prove if someone is their parent? If they got the birth certificate and stuff like that, which also can be faked, we need to check this. We need to do a full background check. Let the courts handle it properly. In most cases, they need to be sent back. You have those from China. Obviously, CCP situation, we send them back immediately because a lot of them, you can see that they're in these videos that they're madams. But before we get well into this video, let's see what the media has to say about this. Let's go to this video.
Well, yeah, it really is like a game of whack-a-mole at this point. One is shut down and then another reopens. State and local lawmakers have been looking at a number of options. Some have introduced bills that would decriminalize prostitution, making it legal, but others say that is not the answer. This is cell phone video from Tuesday night. 4 women offering a body massage for $60 an hour. It's a wooden door behind a bodega on 99th Street off Roosevelt Avenue near 2 schools.
We have a crisis here in the community. You need help.
And it's around the corner from the alleged brothel that was raided by the NYPD on Friday, a storefront that had its lights on again Tuesday night until our news truck parked in front.
The police came too close and it stays open.
State and local lawmakers have been tossing around ideas for a long-term solution to an age-old problem. This past legislative session in Albany, State Senator Julia Salazar sponsored a bill that would repeal statutes that criminalize sex work between consenting adults, but keep laws relating to minors or trafficking. Farrah Forrest sponsored the matching bill in the state assembly.
We are here to say it's time to decriminalize sex work.
Both failed to pass. And in the New York City Council, Councilmember Tiffany Caban ran on a platform of legalizing prostitution, but did.
Well, you can see from what the media is saying is that it's continuing. It's the same places. There's a lot more girls out there. You know, from videos from YouTubers also that's been on the ground as well. As this particular footage is from New York Best DJ. Do catch their video, subscribe on their channel, give them some love. They showed, you know, just a day later from the ground. And you can see how many there are. And they're looking younger and younger every day. This is a major issue. This is, right now, this will not be, legalizing it will not solve the problem. We need to enforce our laws. We need district attorneys out there to basically prosecute the people who are running this. Because you could tell from some of these videos that you have the madams out there as well. And basically, they're the ones running, and you can tell they're the Asian women that look a lot older. Of course, because a lot of the times they're staying outside as the Johns are going in, or they're walking them in and they're back out again very quickly. And we got that from the night footage from some of the YouTubers. So basically, a lot of the girls are on the inside, not being out in the street level, just in case if they get busted. See, we've gone through this before, back in the 70s, where, it was a constant rotation of the NYPD arresting the ladies of the night. But it never stopped. It continued on. And this is a systematic problem that is it's constant. It is right now, prostitution is a crime in New York City. Why hasn't anyone been prosecuted? We have activists that are in office right now. That's what we have here. People, and I'm getting tired of this. And this is a conversation I've had with several people. I've always said, do not vote for skin color, race, creed, gender. For the reason is you're not thinking. You say, well, we need the first of this. We need the first of that. We need to break the glass ceiling. No, we don't. We need people to work to protect the general public. These politicians we don't work for them. They work for us. Always remember that. That is part of our constitutional republic that we have in this country, different from other countries. That's what makes us stand out. Our politicians are supposed to work for us. And if they don't, we vote them out, bring someone else that will do the job. We fire them. But the thing about it is, it's all this activism that has creeped into our politics. And the insanity on one side of the party. I mean, both parties they're not angels, and I will tell you that. And this is why I'm not in the Democratic Party, and I'm not in the Republican Party. I find myself a little bit in the center section, but as an American citizen, when I vote to who is going to do the job, who has the experience. Not this whole rhetoric that says, well, we promised to do this, we promised to do that, and don't follow through. That's why I've gotten tired of this shit. We have an issue, and it's not only in Queens, it's also in the Bronx, it's also on Manhattan, it's also on Staten Island, it's also in Brooklyn, where we have crime, and nothing is truly being done about it. I mean, that in certain places of Brooklyn and Staten Island, there is some enforcement going on. There are certain judges that are pushing through what they can. But, you have the district attorney's offices that are just not doing the job they do. There's a rotation of criminals. And as we know from one of our other videos, about 74 to 75% of the crimes in New York are done by illegal immigrants. Yes, it is. The stats are there. Go look them up. Go look for them for yourself. I don't need to put them on the screen for you because those stats are easy to look for. It always has been there. It's always been known. We already know the lies that have been given, that basically 500,000 illegal immigrants that have crossed that border that we know, and we know it's a higher number, that basically are criminals. For various crimes. We know over 13,000 of them, according to Border Security, have done murders. And it may be higher than that. Because the crimes that are done on that 500,000 is that we don't know where these people are. And it's the same way where we have over 85,000 plus of children that are missing from home, from our Homeland Security, from the immigration services. They don't know where they are. They said, "Oh, they're with their sponsors." We don't know where their sponsors are. I'll tell you where they are. The kids are right there in the streets of New York, California, Seattle, Texas, Florida. They're throughout the country. They're either being used as sex workers, or they're basically being put into factories, or they've been put on the streets to steal. This is why we're telling you that they're in our migrant shelters, Tren de Agua, TDA, we call them, that basically they're in there recruiting. They're bringing in weapons in food bags, food parcels, because those parcels are not being checked. The security that has been hired to do that is not doing their proper job. And NYPD has their hands tied. The governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, is not doing her job either. This city is deteriorating worse than it is than the 1970s and 80s. There are places, here in Staten Island, we're trying to stay above water here. But unfortunately, a lot of people are moving out here to Staten Island. We don't have that much property anymore. There are not that many homes the homes that we have here, they're selling out quickly. Surprised that we got the new facility that we got, because basically there's not that much property left on Staten Island. Now, as far as stores go, there are businesses moving in. Aldi has just opened up one store on the opposite end of the island, and they're opening up a second one further down the way. That's under construction right now. So you see that there are certain companies, and small and large, that are looking at Staten Island because they might be able to fix themselves as far as their businesses in New York. That they're avoiding Manhattan. They're avoiding the Bronx. They're avoiding the front end of Brooklyn, and probably avoiding all of Queens. It's a shame. We used to function this city very well, but to have what's going on, It needs to be resolved. And the way to resolve it is to start arresting, prosecuting, and deporting. These are crimes. And I'm not talking about the Johns or anything to that nature. We're talking arrest the ladies of the night. Because some of them are children. You have guys that are having, paying for situations with children. Okay? Where are the people yelling out that they complain about the porn industry, they complain about anime, manga, and basically they say, well, we got to get rid of it because because it has CP in it, which it doesn't.
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
And they're not here on the streets of New York screaming for the arrest of the people. I'm Hispanic, okay? I am a Hispanic minority, basically grew up, raised on here, and then many of my fellow Hispanics that are in Queens that are basically, they're losing their businesses, they're losing their homes, they're losing control of their neighborhoods, and nobody's there to help. We have press conferences, we have photo ops of what's going on just to say that they are doing something on there. And again, I'm not criticizing the NYPD. It's not their fault. The rank and file, not their fault. But then, of course, the caps, remember, we don't right now, we officially don't have a police commissioner. We have a temporary police commissioner to the situation. We need to reform the police department. One thing I've said this a while back, to bring order to the police department, we need to separate them into sheriffs, each having their own commissioner type, or what we call a sheriff, because there are other states that have counties and county sheriffs and stuff like that. Let's do it that way. There's one for Manhattan, Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, Staten Island. And they all handle everything, and they go back to one PP when there is a major situation. We need better control of our neighborhoods, and this is one way to do it, because then we're able to wrangle in and get the police in the proper directions. Not say that one police commissioner deploying the entire 5 boroughs. This is a problem. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts about this. This is a major situation. I mean, we've got a lot more that's going on here. Like I said, with the, however you want to call it, Adams Gate, Upgrade Gate, however you want to call it. We're probably going to be hearing more and more situations from City Hall. Like I said, we have Jamali Williams, the possibility that, his campaign took money from the same people that Adams did. We have Timothy Pearson. That's also, we're going to try to get that in hopefully this week if things change. Generally, we try to put them in all in one shot instead of multiple videos. So look for that. And we got a lot of other great videos coming in. So comment, like, share this video. And hopefully today's the day I've earned your subscription. Thank you for those who have clicked on this video. We really do appreciate it. And, there are thousands of videos on YouTube and Rumble and all of our other social media platforms that you can look at. But you chose us, and we really do appreciate that. And continue to watch our videos. We thank you again, and have a good day. Bye-bye now.